Hello, my name's Adam Witt. I wanted to do a kind of a final thought on the last blog because I think I had two more other things I should have wanted to mention. I was thinking I could have done it in one blog, but I think I kind of rushed things just to kind of get in that 15 minutes and stuff, and I still had two more thoughts to bring up, and I guess they are pretty important thoughts to put into this. I think when it comes to the God education thing, why I'm put so much emphasis on this, and I'm putting so much pressure on teaching this to everybody. You're putting a lot of trust and reliability on someone who's uneducational. Take a look at kind of God's job and what he's supposed to do, and know that in real life, the reason why people go to college, go to law school, or whatever, it's important to do this. God is judging whether we go to heaven or hell, whether we're going to be rich or poor, or how long we're going to live on this earth. And you're giving that trust, that energy, that love to someone who is uneducated. So that's a big thing, because who is he to judge? You'd be better off having someone judge you that actually does have an education than someone who doesn't. And you know that God doesn't have an education. It doesn't even say in the Bible he has an education, that where he went to school or whatever. So where did he get his wisdom? Where did he get his knowledge of saying he's so all-knowing kind of thing, And he's judging you. He's judging whether you live or die, whether you're rich or poor, whether you're going to heaven or not. And you're letting him judge you. And that's a big thing. And you can't just have just anyone judging you. I mean, it would be kind of like, how would you feel if like Judge Judy or Judge Joe Brown came into the courtroom and says, I have no education, but I'm going to settle the case that you're having right now, whether this killer is to be put in jail or set free and stuff. And if the person was uneducated, we'd have a lot of criminals out on the loose because the judges couldn't make a good judgment call. So you're letting someone like God, who is uneducated, make judgment calls for all of us, and he's not got a degree, and you're worshiping him. I at least have a degree. I can make good judgment calls on a lot of things and stuff. I will admit you don't need to have a degree or anything like that to make simple judgment calls, which is kind of like, yeah, someone looks good, or this person seems to be very nice. You don't need an education for that. But when it comes to life and death situations, hell, heaven, this person's going to have a good life, this one's going to have a bad life, this person deserves this and that. Yeah, you need to have an education. And I think the fact that God doesn't have an education does kind of hurt us in the long run, and we are following someone who doesn't have the right knowledge to do that. But I think it's just so funny that you'll worship him still anyways. And I'm not trying to make this into a cult of like, oh, Adam's trying to tell us who we should worship and not, but I want people to at least open their eyes and know this is who we're putting our trust and heart into. And the other thing that people need to kind of understand, though, too, is God got lucky to be where he is at. Trust me, he got lucky. I mean, think of it. Would he ever get hired in the real world as the King of Kings? Trust me, if you were to sit there and fill out an application and you don't have anything that says anything to do with education, whether you have high school, college, or whatever, I'm going to tell you honestly, you're not going to get hired. Trust me, you aren't even going to even get looked at. Trust me, if I was to sit there and look at God and sit there and look at his resume, I would throw it out in a heartbeat. And trust me, 90% of you guys would do the exact same thing too. You'd take one look at him and say, no, you're not going to be my king. You have no education, haven't done anything big newsworthy to show me that you are a leader. I'm not going to tolerate that. No one would have voted him in. Trust me, if God was sitting here running against me with all the ideas that I have for this world, you wouldn't even look at God. You'd just be ignoring him. He wouldn't even get a second thought. You would vote me in because of the fact that I am a good leader, that I have good plans for this world, and you're going to sit there and look at God and you're going to be like, he's got no education, he's got no prospects, he's got nothing. That makes him a leader. So yeah, he got lucky. Literally read the Bible. What does the first part of the Bible say? He made the heaven and earth. He had the power all along, and it was just handed to him. It was just handed to him. He never inherited it. He never earned the job. He never got voted in. He got lucky. That's just kind of like me becoming King of Kings and making bad decisions and whatnot, and you wouldn't let me do a lot of the stuff that he did, but you'll let him get away with it because he's the King of Kings and you fear him. And that's one thing I want to get to, is we need to stop fearing God. He got lucky. Trust me, the fact that he's uneducated should say it right there, but he also got lucky to be where he's at. I don't need to rely on luck to get what I want. I'm educated. I'm smart. Not the smartest person on the face of the earth, okay, I'll admit that, but I'm smart. I'm a good leader. You know, I didn't go to school for 14 years and then add 2 more to that just to sit there and be like, make it go to waste type of stuff. You know? I have good leadership skills. I know what it's going to take this world to the top. I'm not a lucky guy. You know, there's moments where an opportunity comes and I grab it, you know, and stuff like that. And there may be times that, you know, good things happen to me, but that didn't mean I was lucky. Just means that the right moment came where an opportunity came and I took it. And that's what I'm doing here. So I'm taking the opportunity with this public speaking thing and be like, yeah, this is my opportunity to voice my opinion on something. You know, we got a chance to change this world and we should do it. You know? We're in a world where we got a lot of smart people in it now. We got a lot of people who are educated because they got schooling and stuff like that. And, you know, we should take that knowledge that we have now and make a wise decision and stuff. We're not like in the world where the world began and no one had an education and there wasn't even an education system to even be heard of and stuff. So we were just kind of winging it, you know. I mean, no wonder people didn't know if God was a good leader or not. They were on the same even playing field as everyone else is. But now that we have that education thing now, we could have a smart leader as king, you know? We can make better decisions than God can make, you know? We can end the poverty, we can end all this issue and stuff. We just need to have a right person with the right frame of mind to do the job. And it's not like I'm worried about, you know, this message when it comes to God, where it's going to be like, oh, if God hears this message, Adam's going to strike him down with lightning and convict Adam and put him to hell type things. I'm not afraid to go to hell for these people. I mean, for the people that created this world. I'm not afraid of that. honest truth is, I'm so devoted to the people and wanting to be a good leader for these people. I'm willing to go to hell for the people. And you want to know what's going to happen? It would be the worst decision God will ever make if he puts me to hell, because I'm going to tell you why. You're going to put me in the devil's ears, buddy. What does Satan want more than anything? Seriously. He wants God to go to hell. Trust me, he doesn't want me. If I go and whisper into his ear, into Satan's ear, and say, we got this chance to get rid of him. I have a real leader, make the world a better place, and all I have to do is have you side with me, and we can go and take out God. Satan's going to be all like, where do I sign? I want to make him miserable. I want him to suffer the way that we have suffered. And I'm not saying that, Satan's the good guy or the bad guy type thing, But I'm saying, hey, I'm willing to side up with him because I know that he's going to say yes because, he wants to see him suffer as much as anyone else does. We need a leader, and I'm willing to go to hell and back to do it. Side with the devil and, make it happen. And I wouldn't be in hell for very damn long. And all it's going to prove if God puts me to hell is he put a Christian down there who actually did believe in God and believed in Jesus. And you want to know what it came down to? The only reason he put me down there is he's too scared to go to hell. If God says he is who he really is, he'd go down there. He'd sit there and say, you want to know something? You caught me. I am not who I said I am. You got a guy who's educated, who's got a good direction to take this world to, and I'm a sinner. And I don't deserve the crown. I've been relying on luck for way too long. I'm going down on my own accord. I'm going down willingly. I'm going to strip myself of the power, give it to someone else. So if he puts me to hell, all it's going to show is he's a coward. That he can't face the actions for what he did, and all the angels that are up in heaven are going to see right through him. And they're going to sit there and say, hey, he isn't what he said he was. He's not everlasting. He's nothing but a fraud. At least if he goes down on his own accord, he goes down saying he is who he said he was. And his leadership will still remain the same. So that is kind of the spew on things when it comes down to wrapping this kind of thing up and having a final thought on this. I'm not here to start some cult or whatever. I'm here to show people that I'm a good leader, that I got what it takes. I'm not relying on luck. I'm not relying on any of that. I'm relying on skill, the knowledge that I know, and I'm educated. I have a lot to give to this world. I want to make this world a better place. And trust me, if I was the leader, the king of kings and stuff, there wouldn't be as many earthquakes and floods and, all that stuff that's going on. I'd be healing people with diseases, disabilities, cancers. A lot of bad things wouldn't be happening. And that's what people need to know, is I would make a lot more better decisions than God has made, and I would be a good judge of character when it comes to a lot of things, I believe everyone should be treated equally, that everyone should be wealthy, everyone should have good health, and that everyone should live a life to the fullest where we can live to be like 80, 90, 100 years old and stuff, and then die knowing we gave knowledge to the people in this world and living a full life. Not living to be like 10, 20, 30, 40 years old and you barely got to teach anything. So that's my final thought. Thanks for your time, and I'm glad to able to do these messages for you. Thanks.